Ladies and gentlemen, to recognize the recipient of the 2012 Paul Allen Sports Citizen of the Year Award, please welcome former Seattle Supersonic and Olympic gold medalist Spencer Haywood.
Nice. Very nice. Thank you. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to present the Paul Allen Citizenship Award that is given to an individual that made a significant and compelling philanthropic contribution in this region. And just a short intro here before we go to the video. I want to say a couple of words about Lenny Wilkens and the Lenny Wilkens Foundation. I don't know, sometimes I think that most people don't understand the importance of Lenny Wilkens and what the Lenny Wilkens Foundation does for this community in this region. But just to give you a little bit of a history, Lenny and I go back to 1970 when we were, well, I was fighting the NBA to get into the NBA because before then we had a 4-year rule that required that you sit out or go someplace and play with the Globetrotters or whatever before you entered into the NBA. And Lenny Wilkens held my hand, taught me everything about life during that period because I was a 20-year-old young fella here in Seattle, and Sam Schulman and the Seattle Supersonics, and they are coming back immediately. Yes, we are back. Lenny held my hand along with Sam, but Lenny taught me so much about giving, about being able to help others and to show others. And I've worked with him, and I've been around him for years in the NBA and throughout the country, throughout the world with Lenny. And he has made a significant difference in this great world that we live in. And by the grace of God, I mean, it's just a wonderful thing for me to be here to say, take a good look at what he has done here in this wonderful region. Please, let's go to the film.
Lenny Wilkens' life the past few decades has been about basketball, and basketball.
2, 1, let the celebration begin in Seattle.
He has been to the top. He brought a title to Seattle in 1979.
And then, of course, the championship trophy. And this is interesting.
Trophy, right?
Yeah.
You'd think that a guy who's done it all is about all done, but not Lenny.
I'm not one that could sit still and say, okay, you know, you achieved this and there's no more to be done. No, there's a lot more to be done.
Back in the 70s, when he was a player with the Sonics, he heard about the Odessa Brown Children's Clinic in Seattle. He's been a champion of the place ever since.
It became my charity.
30-plus years later, the Lenny Wilkens Foundation's main goal is to support this clinic. $2.5 million and counting to provide health care for kids for free if necessary.
There's something uniquely special about someone who is as renowned and important and influential as Lenny Wilkens, and this decades-long commitment to a clinic. All of us just want to try just a little bit harder to honor that kind of commitment and investment.
It's going to mess up your little spikes a little bit.
The investment of the Lenny Wilkens Foundation has a profound impact on patients like Lucas Moe. Today, a thriving and happy 6-year-old, unhindered by the diagnosis and financial burden that once threatened his family's way of life.
When he was 8 days old, he started crying uncontrollably, and up until then, he was a pretty content baby. Lucas had hydrocephalus, which is water on the brain, and it drains down into his abdomen area. And so, without help like that, we would have lost our house, our cars, you know, living wouldn't have been possible.
We work with some of the most medically complex children you will find. And they come here because they know that we have the expertise to take care of them.
Expertise that comes from a close affiliation with Seattle Children's Hospital and a passionate, caring staff. But the ability to do the work, that comes from outside the clinic.
The healthcare system is not set up very well to serve families who are under or uninsured. We rely on the charitable donations, the giving, and the support of folks like the Lenny Wilkens Foundation to make sure that the care that needs to be delivered is delivered.
Which means kids from families who are on Medicaid, eligible for Medicaid, or altogether uninsured, they're welcome at Odessa Brown. They are from diverse backgrounds, from low-income families, and are the most at risk. But they also have a champion in their corner.
We can talk about all the problems in the world, but the young people, they are tomorrow's citizens. They're our future, you know, and so why not give them every chance?
It's more than a philosophy.
Be in the right place.
For Lenny, it's personal. When he looks into the eyes of some of these kids, he sees himself. Thanks to the good work of the Lenny Wilkens Foundation and the Odessa Brown Children's Clinic, those patients see an entirely new future.
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. It's my distinct honor to bring to the stage for the 2012 Paul Allen Citizenship Award for Lenny Wilkens. Thank you, Lenny. Thank you. God bless you, brother.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Certainly, it's an honor for me to be here to receive this award, especially with all the other award winners. You know, when I was a youngster, my dad died when I was 5 years old. And we didn't have health care. We didn't have insurance. So I learned at a very early age how important it was to give young people an opportunity to maximize their abilities. And I can remember as a youngster, I'd get a little frustrated, a little irritated, and I had this priest friend. And when he would see me get in that mood, he'd ask me, well, who promised you? And I'd think about it. At first I got a little ticked, you know, but then I would think about it, you know, who promised you? And I began to realize and start to listen. My mother used to tell me all the time that you have to be accountable. If you want to make a difference, if you want to change something, then you have to initiate it. And so I began to keep that in mind. When I was in college, I worked with Big Brothers, and we would take young people for Thanksgiving and kind of bring them to our home, let them experience something positive. And I wanted to carry that over in my life. And certainly, when I got married, it was an easy thing to do because my wife was very supportive of that. I first came in the NBA, we lived in the St. Louis, Missouri area. And we used to bring young people from the St. Joseph's Home for Boys over to the house for Thanksgiving. And when I came to Cleveland, we got involved with the Shoes for Kids Foundation. And then I came to Seattle, kicking and screaming, because I was traded from a contending team to an expansion team. However, we made this our home. We got to know the community, we got to know the people, And I had the pleasure of working with outstanding young men like Spencer Haywood, like Slick Watts, like Fred Brown, like Dick Snyder, like Jack Sikma. So many young guys who had the same morals that I had, who believed in giving back to the community. And as I had mentioned, you know, these young people are tomorrow's doctors, tomorrow's lawyers, tomorrow's politicians. And we have to be positive about them. We've got to open the door, because who knows where their ability will take them. And certainly, healthcare is so important. It's important today, it's important yesterday, it'll be important tomorrow. We need to give people, young people, the opportunity to be successful. So if we can do that, then I feel like I've accomplished something, that I've given back to my community. We made this our home a number of years ago, and certainly I feel like I'm a part of this community. I want to give back any way that I can. And the foundation allows me to do that. You, by supporting the foundation, you allow me to do that. So I just want to say, hey, thank you for this prestigious award. I feel very honored, I feel very blessed, and I feel so good that you support it, my family supports it, and that allows me to continue doing it. So again, thank you for this most prestigious award. Thank you.